Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
Just listen to that noise. Olise! Big relief, it just needed better contact. And it's Madison. And here's Colomwani. Expertly cut out, really nicely done.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, modern centre-backs are judged on their ability to defend. But this guy, Christian Romero, is a player who excels up front too. He loves every opportunity to make a forward run. And even when it comes to set pieces, he'll hang around for minutes thereafter in the hope that he might just get an opportunity. So yes, he's a centre-back, but a very different one.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Oh, played right into his path. He's got away. Nice physical challenge. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Colomwani charging forward, the ball at his feet. João Palhinha. Oh, this is a great position. Tottenham with the corner, they're first. And now a sudden chance to counter. And this is Rabiot. Great vision. Now it's Solanke. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Brilliantly cut out. Tottenham are enjoying the lion's share of possession, but nothing yet to show for it. Mbappe! And the ball is out of play. Gallagher. And it's João Palhinha. It's a pretty loose pass. Can he get on the end of this? Romero. Spence. And here's Solanke, and it's made its way to him. Hernandez. Oh, it's Dembele. Bergvall. Now it's Solanke. Solanke touches it back.
Really got in his face there, and it was well played.
And Solanke! Ball's gone out of play. Rabiot. Ball played for Dembele. There's a sharp little ball here.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Nice control. Mbappe shoots! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
France certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Madison. Bergvall. Now it's Colomwani. And it's Gallagher. And it's João Palhinha. Here's Madison. Mbappe. There's no such thing as a bad time to score, but this would sure be a good time. Now it's Dembele. Madison. Bergvall. And here's Solanke. That's tidy. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Oh, well played, well sorted out. And it's Bergvall. Now it's Colomwani. Gallagher. Oh, that's neat. And the pass is intercepted. Spread it left. Oh, it's Dembele. Oh, that's well spotted. And that is the end of the first half. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. So neither side yet off the mark.
After all that probing and testing the waters, here's hoping for a more open second half.
So both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here, 0-0 at the break. So off we go again. Both sides defensively robust up to now. That's rather hopeful. Gave it a go, but off target.
Well, it was an ambitious attempt, but it'll keep the defence on its toes at least.
Works it forward. Solanke, foot in. Now it's Gallagher, and he's worked it through. Shapes to shoot! And he couldn't finish.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Tottenham have their second corner now. Picked out brilliantly, and the finish! It's run loose, who's going to get there? Tottenham have their third corner. Oh, well played, well played. And now they can spring out of defence. And the shot's great chance! Oh, it's hit the post! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Best part of an hour, and still no breakthrough from either side. France are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And it's Porro. Bergvall. Camavinga producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. 60 minutes played. Now it's Colomwani. Maddison.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now it's Kolomuani. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Tries to play it through. Mbappe was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep, and it's Porro. Good ball, good take. Maddison's delivery. Nice interception, well timed. Played out wide. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. Now this could be a chance. He's chosen to go back.
That's good pressure. It gave him no other choice.
Maddison. And here's Solanke. He's going for goal! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
I don't think anyone's really surprised that he's tried that, Peter. He's certainly confident in smacking one from range.
Well, that pass isn't the best. Elise.
France clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Maddison. That is Gallagher. Tottenham desperately searching for the winner here. Oh, nicely intercepted. And here's Maddison. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Threads one in. That looks a cracking ball.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. This has been a better game than the scoreline suggests, and it really does merit a goal.
And he's managed to get free. That pass has been well intercepted.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Well, that looks a decent ball. Camavinga, and it's Camavinga. And the shot! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. And that was very necessary. And here's Rabiot. And he's cut it out. Rabiot. 90 minutes done then, but that is not the end of it. So, Jim, any strong opinions after all of that?
Well, the scoreline may have a disappointing look about it, Peter, but that's where it ends. I think this game has had a real lively feel, and I'm not ready to give up on it yet.
So a brief break, and then we will be back for more.
Mesdames et messieurs, je voudrais vous rappeler de ne fumer que dans les zones indiquées sur le plan principal. Je vous remercie. Changement pour la France. Le numéro 6.
So our quest to find the winner continues.
À leur place, le numéro 25.
Now it's Kolomuani.
Le numéro 26. Attention, changement.
Now it's Solanke. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. He has found a way through. Goes for a shot! Incredible! Just incredible! Has he won it? He just might have won it! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
France are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
You felt it was coming. 1-0. And here's Solanke. Now it's Colomouani. Now it's Bentancur. Oh, that's a fine challenge. And it's Joao Palhinha. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And this is Kante. Tottenham can breathe again, just.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
That has been cut short. It's a promising position. Bentancur, and he welcomes it in. Van der Ven calmly anticipates. Well, they've got it again. Oh, the ball's gone astray.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
So there's the whistle, and we will have a brief break. So 15 key minutes of football still to come. One side will throw everything at it, the other looks to protect a 1-0 scoreline with its life.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 10.
Exhaustion, physical and mental. Will we find a winner?
Le numéro 24.
Well, this really has been an epic encounter, and there are some tired limbs out there. How much more can the players give?
Tottenham really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
Now it's Simon. Big chance! Oh, he'd love to have another go at that.
Well, the lead may be fragile, but the keeper was focused and strong.
Changement en cours.
Tottenham get their fourth corner. And it's Sarr. He's on it, can he get away? France have the chance to go the other way. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Dembele is onto this.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And here's Colomouani. Tries to pass it through. He's having a shot! He is desperate to get on the score sheet, but not this time.
Tottenham really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
He's had it taken off him. He can run onto that.
France really want...
Chance, surely! Kulusevski. Bentancur. And it's Kulusevski. Done so. Sarr. And it's Gray. Now it's Colomouani. Just eases him off the ball. But that signals the very end. So in the end, one goal did it. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game, everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So straight into the action. Van der Ven cuts it out. And it's Bergvall. Looking for options for movement.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space...
Takes a shot! That is decidedly lacking.
France really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Stood up well to him there. Oh, it's Dembele. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, this team has a great engine room in the shape of this guy, Tchouaméni. The Frenchman being a robust, relentless pressing machine who also excels in ball retention and recycling. I noticed he's surprisingly good at progressing play when on the ball too. Keep watching him.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him. Madison. João Palhinha. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Tries to pass it through, pinches it off him. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So, we're seeing some conservatism here.
Pedro Porro. Tottenham yet to have an attempt on goal. And it's Madison. It's Gallagher. And here's Colomwani. Solanke. Gallagher. Olise.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Oh, that pass isn't the best. Romero. Nicely aimed pass. And it's Gallagher. Shot, surely! Goal! Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
It was wonderful vision to see the movement ahead. And how about the weight of that pass? Ideal.
The first breakthrough.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Colomwani. And here's Madison. Tottenham already with the upper hand and looking to turn it into something close to dominance. And he shoots! And the shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get... Oh, he's been caught napping. Can he finish? Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
France with the corner. They're first. Vicario gets his hands on it and the danger is averted. And now a sudden chance to counter. Now that's well seen too. Bergvall. Now it's Solanke. Now it's Colomwani. And here's Gallagher. João Palhinha. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. And this is Dembele. He's had a shot! It's in! France are back on level terms. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
France restore parity.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
That is Gallagher. Gallagher really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
And here's Colomwani. Madison. And here's Gallagher. Gallagher. And a header! Nearly, but not quite.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Gallagher. Madison. Just eases him off the ball. Looking to play him in. France do have a chance to counter here. And the referee has signalled for half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So it's one each. How are you seeing it, Jim?
Well, I think we got a good indication of what both sides want to do, Peter. I suspect both will continue with their respective approaches, give or take the odd fine-tuning.
Well, it has been tight, it's been competitive. Each side with one significant moment, and at half-time the score is 1-1. The second half then, just getting going. Colomwani. Madison. Knocks it into space. Camavinga. We expected better, and so did he. He's a sharp little ball here.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Colomwani. That is Gallagher. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Could move up a gear here. Threads one in.
And again, they're pressing effectively.
Now that looks a decent ball. Dembele has it out wide and in space. Van de Ven plays it forward. Koundé running with intent. Nicely weighted ball. Bergvall. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
And he's intervened well there. Now it's Solanke. Oh, good-looking ball. Now it's Mbappe. Played out towards the right wing. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
It's about risk-taking and boldness now. Are we going to see any activity from the bench?
Madison. That's a super give and go. Oh, it's Dembele. Oh, super find. Oh, he's on his own! He's having a shot! João Palhinha. And it's Gallagher. Here's Madison. And it's Bergvall. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Colomwani. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Camavinga. Great vision. This looks promising. Oh, that's fabulous. Mbappe! Gallagher. Bergvall.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Now it's Madison. Gallagher. Madison. And here's Colomwani. That is good alertness. Pedro Porro promptly onto that, and that is that. Lofted upfield. France are looking to break at pace. And he's... Oh, shooting chance!
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Rabiot. It's Rabiot! And no! He had to, and yet he could not.
Rabiot fully appreciates that he could have won it then, and now he'll be all the keener not to lose it.
This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Well, that's beautifully weighted. Romero kept his eye on it, and he's there. Colomboani. Rabiot does really well to win the ball there. He's shifting through the gears here. Elise's cross. Keeper has taken decisive action. Mbappe. Vicario claims comfortably.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 6.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides.
À leur place,
The pass has gone astray.
le numéro 25.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done.
Changement en cours.
90 minutes done then, but that is not the end of it. So we are still gridlocked.
Well, look, this has been a hard-fought encounter, Peter, so mistakes are far more likely over the next 30 minutes.
So a battle of endeavour, enterprise, and now endurance.
Chers spectateurs, je voudrais avoir une petite pensée pour tous ceux d'entre vous qui fêtent leur anniversaire aujourd'hui. Changement pour la France.
90 minutes gone and nothing between them still.
Le numéro 24. Attention, changement.
Throw it. Bissouma. Now Tell. Now it's Mbappe. That is good strength. Sarr. Bissouma. Kulusevski. Now it's Colomboani. Good ball, good take. Now he Tell! He lifts the roof! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Tottenham with the lead. Kulusevski. And here's Tell. Oh, good spread. And it's Sarr. And here's Kolomwani. That's good play. Bissouma. And they've got a throw. Bissouma. Nice control. Bentancur. Fofana. Bissouma. And it's Kulusevski. And here's Kolomwani. That's a sharp pass. They're back in possession and ready to go again. So just 15 minutes still to come. The teams then separated by just one significant moment. How telling will that be? The next 15 minutes will decide.
Changement pour la France. Le numéro 10, le numéro 4. À leur place, le numéro 9.
And we're off for the final
15.
time.
Changement.
They have given it everything. It's been grueling. But who will be standing at the very end? Romero cuts out the pass. Kolomwani. And it's Kulusevski. Tell is onto this.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Looking for the run. Now it's Tell. Chance! Not the most accurate pass. He's trying to hit the front line here. Oh, nicely intercepted. Done so. More and more pressure on the ball here. Spence. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Tottenham close now to seeing this one through to the end. Can he get on the end of this? And the through ball.
France really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
And that's that. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very... Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So straight into the action. And here's Colomwani. And here's Colomwani. Back in possession and ready to go again. And he's in on goal. Colomwani! Goal! Pressure, what pressure? He feels none of it.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
So, a breakthrough already. Gallagher. And here's Maddison. France are looking to break at pace. And he's picked out the run. And the shot! And no mistake. That is remarkable. All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Can he finish? And yes, it's there! And again they hit the front. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Tottenham have their lead. Mbappe showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Shifted it to the flank. That has been cut short. Now it's Maddison. Now it's Colomwani. Big chance! It's a goal! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Knocks it back.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their...
Big chance! One-on-one! And he's really put himself on the line here. And we have our very first corner. Cleared without hesitation. And now a sudden chance to counter. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Colomwani has his eye on that match ball.
Well, I think he's got a great chance of ending up with a match ball, provided he doesn't get too carried away with his own personal target now. As long as he keeps working for his team, he should be fine.
Knocks it into space. Ball's gone out of play. Ball in towards the middle. And straight back out. Solanke. Gallagher. Colomwani, whose purpose now is to complete a hat-trick. And João Palhinha. 30 minutes gone. And it's Maddison. And here's Colomwani. Plenty. And a chance! Relentless! Just relentless! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
This is frightening football. He has increased defensive fear on the way to that hat-trick.
It's starting to look like a done deal now.
Pass somewhat off target. And they're back on the ball again. That's good running with the ball. He's having a pop!
Oh no, this does not look good. Gallagher. Madison.
Bergvall. Now it's Colomwani. He's through here. It's a threatening ball. And the shot! They've got to be quick to recover this. Now it's Colomwani. Well, that looks a decent ball.
Mbappe. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
That's been slipped through. Oh, he's one-on-one, shoots! Oh, it's hit the post! And he can thump it away. It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Not the most accurate pass. Rabiot. Olise. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half.
I just think it's been a great performance, and they totally deserve to have this lead at half-time. I mean, just about anything they tried seemed to have come off. It's incredible stuff.
Tottenham up by 3 after a terrific 45 minutes. Even in a game like this, you would think that should be enough. And so the action is resumed. And they've got a throw. Dembele proves just a little bit too strong. Hernandez. That is good alertness. Rabiot. Where it came from. Pedro Porro. Now, what about a counter-attack? Oh, that's a key interception. Romero gets over and intercepts. Colomwani. And here's Solanke.
Solanke really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
That is Gallagher. Now it's Colomwani.
Madison.
And the shot! Oh, extraordinary.
Tottenham really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Rabiot is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
He won't be happy with that one.
Madison.
And here's Colomwani, showing good feet. No, he's not going to get any further than that. Colomwani is fouled. He'll fancy himself from here. He's gone for the shot. It's loose now and they want to get it back. Maddison. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And here's Colomwani. João Palhinha. Now it's Colomwani. Gallagher finding himself in space. Overhit and out of play. And he's picked out the run. Shapes to shoot! He was certain to score. It is an inexplicable miss.
Solanke has just shown why those situations demand a higher grade of focus. He fluffed it.
Maddison. João Palhinha. And he's forced to go back. That's going wide left. And here's Colomwani. Engages and forces him off the ball. That is ended up in no man's land. And it's Porro.
Oh, terrible pass.
Oh, it's Dembele. 75 minutes played. João Palhinha. And here's Solanke. And here's Maddison. Solanke has created one goal already. And it's Gallagher. Looking tidy in possession here. Threads one in. Gallagher was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Well timed, excellent interception. Bergvall. Some really good ball movement. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Oh, just a keeper shot, surely! It goes to show he is human after all.
That's the threat he carries, Peter, running at defences like that. If only he managed to retain his composure.
Changement.
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Saliba. Camavinga. No way through. Now it's Colomwani. And here's Bentancur. And here's Tell. Chance for a shot! Off the post. It's a goal! This day becomes absolutely perfect, utterly ideal. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Tottenham are having a ball here. He's in a great position here. So much. He's having a shot! And he seemed certain to get the 6th.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
And it's been taken short. Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. Tries to pass it through. Can he get onto this? Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout and did what they did when required so to do. There could be only one. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game, it's Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So we're very much on the way now. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. And he cuts out the supply. That has been slung wide. Now that looks a decent ball. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. Stood up well to him there. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
The defensive qualities of William Saliba. For me, Peter, he's someone who's shown great leadership from such a young age when starting his career in France. I see a lot of bravery and courage, and I think they're words you associate with somebody who is very good in both boxes.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. It's run. Oh, he's been caught on it here.
Dembele has basically crossed that in blind faith. I'd suggest he try a little patience.
Romero. And here's Solanke.
Well, it seems as if the message has been issued by both managers: don't concede the opener.
Gallagher. Maddison. Oh, that's sweet, almost telepathic. Kolomuani. That has not gone well. And here's Solanke. He's on it, can he get away? That is Gallagher. Kolomuani! It's run loose. Oh, what has happened here? Here it is, crossed in. That's travelling a long way. Bergval. João Palhinha. Now it's Solanke. And Solanke! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Solanke actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And we have our very first corner. Chance, surely! And he's done it! Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
Tottenham are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
Kolomuani, and it's Maddison. Very nearly half an hour gone here. And here's Kolomuani. Kolomuani, and the shot! And he's stuck it away! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
So that's 2 now without reply.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Can he finish? And yes, it's there! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
France cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Driving through the middle. Saliba going vertical. Gallagher. Spread it left. Gallagher was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And here's Solanke. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, oh, he's been caught napping. Nicely spread.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
That pass has been well intercepted. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Dembele unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Kolomuani aimed beyond the defence. And here's Solanke. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that 2-goal cushion early in the second half.
Tottenham are up by the odd goal in 3, just about shading things at the break. So straight into the second half. Van de Ven. Kolomuani. Pinches it off him. Looking for options for movement. Gallagher. Oh, that's a key interception. And it's Camavinga. Nicely weighted ball. Maddison. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. And it's Bergvall.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Spence. Bergvall. And he's been shifted off it. Camavinga did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Bergvall. Tottenham have kept their powder dry on the substitution front so far. Could that be about to change?
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Now it's Solanke. Lovely pass, but there's the shot! Well taken goal. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
Koundé. And he's forced to go back. Solanke is sharing after that one. Van der Ven. And the pass is intercepted. And this is Dembele. Mbappe. And the shot! And that was struck with genuine force.
Oh, that's a cracking try. Good technique to keep it low too.
And it's made its way to him. Maddison does have his name on the score sheet, of course. 75 minutes played. Now it's Solanke. Foot in. Now who's going to be first to this? A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. And here's Colomwani. And here's Solanke. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And it's Gallagher. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Spread to the right. And here's Solanke. Threads one in. And he was alert to it. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Spence. Bergvall. Now it's Camavinga. Gallagher. And it's Bergvall. And he's had it nicked away. And that's clear cut. It's a free kick. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card.
Changement.
Tottenham can make their change now with a break in play. Bissouma. Oh, there's a probing ball. Colomwani. A temporary retreat here, and that has left him in a heap. Tries to play it through. This looks promising, and he's managed to get free. Mbappe showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Tell. He is through here. Oh, he's fizzed it forward. And we're done. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A win achieved through the right balance of industry and inspiration. A really satisfying day's work. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Tottenham definitely impressing me here, especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running...
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. This is Peter Drury and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So things are underway. It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Yeah, and the two wide players up front can make the system pretty much succeed or fail. They'll be quite flexible in their creative movement. They like to drift in. At times they'll mix their game up and keep their width. And of course they're also expected to track any runs from opposition fullbacks. So they've got quite hard-working jobs, but if they can gain a one-on-one advantage, they can dictate.
It's a pretty loose pass. And here's Colomwani. Looking to play him in. Not the most accurate pass. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, the inclusion of this fella, Mickey van der...
Oh, what has happened here? Great ball, and he's in here. It's just beyond his reach. Madison. Camavinga. He's a sharp little ball here. That looks a good ball through. And he's quick to get rid. Knocks it into space. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Hernandez. Oh, they could break here. And here's Solanke. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Oh, good take in a good area. And here's Colomwani. Real chance! And he's done it! And there is your opener. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now. And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Well, that's been cut out, well played. Tottenham currently a goal to the good, and with the lion's share of the ball. Oh, it's Dembele. It's played through for him. That has been cut short. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
France clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Gallagher has created one goal already. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. João Palhinha. Colomwani. And it's Bergvall. Madison. Dembele. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Gallagher.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Gallagher. He's on it. Can he get away? Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
And it's Gallagher. Colomwani looking for options for movement. Tries a shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Tottenham with the corner. They're first. Pedro Porro plays it short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Good running, strong and purposeful. Van der Ven cuts it out.
Additionnel, 1 minute.
Bergvall. And here's Solanke. Now it's Colomwani. Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. So, a temporary halt to the action. It's Been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. How would you review the first half?
Haven't played that badly. Getting caught again on the counter-attack is unlikely. They're switched on to that and still very much in this game.
Tottenham just ahead here in a tight game. They are 1-0 to the good. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball.
Takes a shot! And it's in! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
So that's 2 now without reply.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Oh no, he's got that wrong. Romero with the clearance. Gallagher gets on his bike and on the move. Now it's Maddison. France can breathe again, just.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Hops for safety. Romero. Now Van de Ven.
Tottenham are clearly enjoying a very good spell. The flow of momentum is bang in their favour.
Solanke being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
João Palhinha.
Well, Peter, he's looking particularly sharp.
And certainly on the hunt for his personal treble.
Yeah, and I certainly wouldn't go against that, although he may keep an eye on the bench for fear of being taken off.
Dembele. That's a throw. Hernandez. Dembele. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Bergvall. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Oh, that pass isn't the best. No, again there's no way through. And it's Maddison. Gallagher. Tries to pass it through. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Oh, this is a great position. Camavinga.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Camavinga. Mbappe. Pass somewhat off target. Maddison. Gallagher. Maddison. Gets a good foot in there. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. That has ended up in no man's land. That could spell trouble. Now he's running away. Oh, Mbappe! It's bounced back off the post. Dealt with nicely by the defence. Gallagher. Colomboani. And it's Bergvall. It's Gallagher. And it's João Palhinha. And it's Maddison. To Rabiot. And that has not gone well. Aim forwards. Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight. Colomboani proves just a little bit too strong. Oh, that's nice. Heading backwards. And here's Gallagher. João Palhinha. Kolumwani unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Kolumwani picks it up out wide. Kolumwani's cross. Oh, well played. Dembele. And here's the chance to counter. Now it's Mbappe. Nicely weighted ball. That is a brilliant interception. Threads one in.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Ball is over the line. Solanke, cross into the box. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. And time is up. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A win achieved through the right balance of industry and inspiration. A really satisfying day's work. Kolumwani claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Tottenham definitely impressing me here, especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running in behind, this has just been a great day at the office.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.